poof beat me here. I didn't catch the magic poof, but I'm late. 1 second, guys. Oh my God, we're here. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Tuning in for yet another episode of Art of the Jam, guys. This is yet another episode of Art of the Jam. As I repeat myself already, here we go, guys. In tradition of Art of the Jam, this is episode number 138. I forgot, so I'm a little. So, guys, let me get on with it. In tradition of Art of the Jam, I do have a question for you, but before we get into that question, don't forget to guess that band. Find that phantom. Ding. Shaw. Goodbye, so long, farewell, and don't forget to submit your fictitious band names. Submit those fictions, guys. The last episode I did my first fiction submissions, and I don't think that I did a very good job. So it's something I'm trying to get better at. But the only way for me to get better at that is if you guys fucking send in your fucking fictions. I'm ready for these fictions. I want them. And those I shall have. Guys, our question in tradition of Art of the Jam for you, audience, today is a doozy. And, but this, you need to follow me here. Follow, not quite literally, not into my warehouse of wonders, but, I mean, you will later. That'll be a whole other thing. But, guys, imagine this, if you will. The 1930s World's Fair, okay? Waiting in the whimsy of the great white city, eyes fixed on a future bright and brazen and rich with innovations. You have the rare opportunity to experience one invention for the first time. What would it be, and why? I shall repeat, guys. Imagine, if you will, the 1930s World's Fair, okay? Waiting in the whimsy of the great white city, eyes fixed on a future bright and brazen, and rich with innovations. You have the rare opportunity to experience one invention for the first time. What would it be and why? That being said, guys, cue that intro. Cue that intro. Cue that intro. Oh!
Guess that band. Guess that band. Guess.
We are back from the intro. I am possessed by a secret demon. I don't know what that is, but guys, before we get into the answer, my answer for this question, I will repeat one time. Imagine, if you will, the 1930s World's Fair, waiting in the whimsy of the great white city, eyes fixed on the future, bright and brazen and rich with innovations. You have the rare opportunity to experience one invention for the first time. What would it be and why? So, before I answer this, guys, don't forget, guess that band, find that phantom, and submit those fictions. But also, let's bring in My beautiful, beautiful woof woof roof roof robot dog. Let's see what Perplexity has to say about this question, okay? And I know last time I was like, hey, I should really stop asking this dog questions because she just keeps giving the same fucking answer the whole time. But you know what, guys? Let's hear what Perplexity, the AI canine, has to say about this one. Perplexity, what do you have to
Perplexity
say?
is unsure of the complexity of your question, but when I wake up, I get foodie, I sit
All right,
foodie,
all
or I
right, all
go
right, all
potty,
right, all
I
right, all
get
right.
biscuit.
Stop. You have said the same. Do you have any other question? Do you have any other answers for a question? It's all about biscuits. It's all about you get your foodie. You get, yeah, we get it. You go outside in the morning. I give you your biscuit. I feel like I only programmed you to say one thing, okay? I get that you don't understand the complexity of our question, okay? So that then I would rather you just not answer it, okay? Get another answer. Get another answer or shut the fuck up.
Okay, dude. I'm sorry.
And scene.
Yeah.
Guys, that was our newest iteration of fake bait. Anyway, that was where I fake some sort of crazy emotion in order for you to clickbait and to coerce you into watching this show. That's clip it, clip it, clip it. Just kidding, though. I actually do feel that way. She needs to fucking come up with some new answers. So, Perplexity, guess what, girl? Come up with something new, okay? I will give you till the next episode, and if you don't come up with something new, you're done. You're done. Obsolete. You're done. Goodbye. That was this sound. Fax machine noises. I tried, guys. I do remember having dial-up and not being able to use the phone while somebody was on the internet. But anyways, guys, I have to answer this question. What's an invention that I would experience for the first time, and what would it be and why? And I have to say, guys, is it TV? Maybe. TV would be kind of dope. Okay, but could you imagine the people that experience TV for the first time? They're just like, how'd you get them in there? You gotta get them out of there. What are they doing in there? All these little people. How'd you shrink these people down in there? And what the fuck are they talking about? There's all these like fictitious fucking scenarios going on. These situational comedies, or these just heartfelt things. Like, what are these people doing in this box? That's got to be wild, okay? It's almost like telephone. If you experience the telephone for the first time, you're like, I can talk to this dude from here over there in any amount of distance. But that guy's way over there, and I could still talk. I could talk to him. I don't like that. That's crazy. But is it the automobile? Maybe. The automobile would be kind of a wild thing, but also at the same time, it'd be kind of fucking boring. Because it's like you already experienced the motion of it. You're just not pulled by a horse. But the craziest thing about fucking automobiles would be the fact that it's like, I put this magic fire liquid into this tank, and it blows up in there, but in a controlled way. It blows up and it makes push forward. It makes you go. It's almost like Daddy's go-go juice, but for a car. That's kind of crazy. A horseless carriage powered by magic fire liquid. That's crazy. Even though I know that they had lamps and stuff already, but it's like in a whole new way. They're like, oh, look what we did with this fuel now. It's fucking just gasoline is crazy. I'll be honest with you. That gasoline is kind of a wild concept in my eyes. It's just like water, but on fire. Whenever you light it on fire, flammable things, man. That gets me, man. But no, my invention that I would love to experience for the first time is none other than fucking peanut butter. Okay, peanut butter is the best thing in the world. Okay. Peanut butter is literally the only known remedy to the hiccups, okay? So it has a function, but it makes me happy. It makes me, okay, anybody that's ever like, oh, you being a musician, you go to shows, and there's always the circle, meaning like people are passing around doobies and smoking the devil's lettuce, that fucking jazz cabbage, all right? And I'm always like, nah, I'm good. Or they're like, you want a drink? It's like, nah, I'm good. It's like, what is your vice? And I always say the same thing. My vice is coffee and peanut butter, okay? I love my go-go juice, and I love my brain paste, okay? It makes my brain feel good, okay? But it's crazy, okay? I don't even know if that was at the World's Fair. I do have to say that this question doesn't just... I just liked the backdrop of the Great White City, okay? Even though, H.H. Holmes decided to fucking build a fucking murder mansion and kill people in it. But we don't want to talk about that. Onward! But peanut butter is the greatest thing in the world. Peanut paste was, I guess, what it was before. I guess butter is kind of churching it up, but it's still kind of a spread. It's still a spreadable substance. But peanut butter is the dopest fucking thing that ever existed. And if you have any qualms about it, you can go fuck the fuck off, okay? I don't like it. Not the peanut butter. I love the peanut butter. I don't like your contestment. Or your contempt. Whatever the word might be, for your dislike or dissatisfaction for peanut butter. Save it for almond butter, because it's not the same. Anyways, guys, that brings me to something else here. This brings me to, I said, what was I talking about? Peanut butter. This brings me to Phantom Sam's word of the week, okay? And the word of the week today is, well, I do have to say, my Phantom Sam's Art of the Jam is brought to you by Phantom Sam's Word of the Week. And our word of the week is crux. I will read you the definition for crux, okay? Crux, definition, a puzzling or difficult problem, an unsolved question. And the reason that peanut butter brought me to this is, and shall I use it in a sentence? I'm gonna fucking use it in a sentence, okay? So guys, chill. I'm gonna use it in a sentence. Just shut the fuck up and go on with your lives. Go back down. Okay, guys, chill. All right, we're good. So I'm gonna use it in a sentence. Crux, okay? Used in a sentence. The crux of the biscuit is the apostrophe. Huh? I'm just kidding, but... that's not my sentence, but that is a sentence. And if anybody can guess what that's from, I'll pin it in the comments. And, I don't know. I'll just give you a pat on the fucking back. I'm not going to give you anything for it. I just want to know if anybody out there is as big a fan as I am. Okay? So, I will actually use it in a sentence now. So, because peanut butter brought me to the word of the week, crux, I will say this. The crux of the peanut butter is the fact that I can't stop eating it. That's my sentence for crux, okay? And when in reality, I will say that I've had to, I have had to resist the urge to eat the peanut butter. I limit it to like once a week. Eating the peanut butter, because I will sit and eat the whole jar. Ha! And that's just my life. And we all know what happens when you eat a whole jar of something extremely calorically dense. That's where you gain weight. And gaining weight is not necessarily bad, but in my case, not good. Anyways, guys, it just depends on your specific circumstances of your life. But this also brings me to my next segment of the show, which is a hot take. A scalding hot take. And this is the other thing, because, you know, you can put peanuts in you can put peanuts in chocolate, you can put peanuts in what else do you, candy bars? You can put peanuts in the ever popular peanut butter cookie. But the reason this is a hot take, my hot take is the fact of who the fuck decided to call it a cookie? Okay? You're naming something after its function, but in a silly, childish way? A cookie? You put a Y on it, it makes it a cookie? It makes it childish and fun, okay? Which there's nothing wrong with that. I take great pride in the whimsical arts, the art of whimsy. Is that what we're going to be calling the show now? Anyways, but it's like you don't cook a cookie, okay? If you're going to name it after the function, wouldn't you call it a bakey? Because a bakey, I mean, I know that doesn't have quite the ring to it, but I'm going to feel like an idiot if it's cookie is what, like, the dude that invented the cookie is named after him or something. But a bakey? That sounds way fucking more appropriate. It's like, you know, you have it's like the fly. You named it after what it does. You named it after its specific verb. Okay, we don't call a car a drive or a roll, because technically the car, you're doing the driving. Yeah, you're doing the driving, not the car, technically. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, that is that's just a huge fucking problem in my life. Okay, I just don't know what you call it. Why would you call it a cookie when you could call it a bakey? Honestly, let me know in the comments too what you would call a fly if it wasn't called a fly. Because that's kind of a crazy thing. It's like an elephant, for instance. It's like the elephant. You don't call it a slithery stomp monster or whatever the fuck you know. You just call it an elephant, which it has nothing to do with its function. So if you were to name the fly something that didn't have anything to do with its function, you just were like, that is this. What would it be? Let me know, guys. Anyways, speaking of inventions, though, okay, I do have to say, something sparked my interest as we were talking about this. Oh, I totally skipped over something about peanut butter, actually. So peanut butter, everyone, I was reading about this. So peanut butter was, everyone thinks, or it's known that George Washington Carver invented peanut butter, right? But everybody's skipping over the fact that George Washington Carver didn't invent peanut butter. He popularized its consumption. But what he did invent that everybody uses nowadays, or not everybody, but everybody in agricultural processes, he invented crop rotation, okay, to like restore nitrogen to soil, which is a huge game changer. Okay, he was trying to be like, everybody's crops are like dying. No, all the crops are dying. And he was like, hey, dude, if you take that and you put it, I make him sound dumb, but he's not. He obviously invented some crazy ass shit, like hundreds of different ways to do a bunch of crazy, like, uses for sweet potatoes and peanuts. Sweet potatoes and peanuts. I love fucking sweet potatoes too. Holy shit, I think this guy might be my dad. But they're like, no, if you move that crop after that crop is dead, you'd move it over there, and then you take this crop and you put it over there whenever that one's dead. Then all the crops will be like, I rejuvenated. But that's just how it is. He invented crop rotation. What's crazy though is who did invent peanut butter. It's kind of sad, okay? Because it was John Harvey Kellogg. The same. He created Kellogg, like Kellogg's cereal. Okay. He invented protein, not protein. He invented peanut paste as a protein substitute for patients at a sanitarium. That's a mouthful. Peanut butter was invented by John Harvey Kellogg as a protein substitute. Protein paste invented by John Harvey Kellogg as a protein substitute for patients at a Battle Creek sanitarium. Give me that. Just kidding. I mean, you kind of can't give me the old hand slap, the friendly hand slap through the camera, can you? But that's a fucking wild ass fucking tongue twister that I had there. But yeah, John Harvey Kellogg, he's the same fucking guy that fucking created cornflakes to curb masturbation. You don't know what I'm talking about? Look that one up. John Harvey Kellogg created cornflakes because he was a radical religious fundamentalist who didn't like masturbation, and he wanted to stop it. And what was his answer to that? Cornflakes. Because he thought that sweet, spicy, delicious treats made you randy, baby. And of course, so he wanted to create something so bland that everyone would be like, "Man, I don't feel like beating my meat after these cornflakes, man. Honestly, I feel like I would beat my meat out of boredom after eating those cornflakes. So you be the judge. Would cornflakes make you randy or not?" Apparently to him they didn't. So maybe it's just up to him. Maybe it's just his fucking problem. But yeah. So in other words, I'm going to just go with George Washington Carver on this one. I think that he fucking deserves the fucking ribbon, the fucking Peace Prize, whatever he deserves that gold ribbon for peanut butter, I'd say. So George Washington Carver, you're fucking dope, dude. And you have my vote. But what I was getting at before that is something piqued my interest about what was the origins or the invention. Speaking of inventions, I was like, what is the who invented 911? I thought that was kind of a wild concept. I don't know who necessarily invented it. I think it was like a culmination of like of government parties that were like, hey, let's fucking get together and make something that is just a universal number that if somebody's fucking in trouble, they can dial this number easy number to remember. It's unique. There's no like I think it was like there's no like area code or something that was registered with that number, so it can't get confused with anything. But the origins of 911 are kind of fucking wild too, because it was actually invented in 1968, and the first 911 call was dialed in Haleyville, Alabama, which I think they just did it as like a test. But what do you guys think the first 911 call would have been about if it wasn't a test? Do you think like what? It's like, I don't know. There's fucking kids in my yard? I don't know. I also am like, how did people go about getting help before 911 was invented? Did you just run outside your door? Help! 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 Please! I need help! Sounds about right to me. I mean, what else do you do? You wouldn't. I mean, would you go get your would you run all the way to the police? I guess it was night. There was cars. I guess there was probably a number for the fucking police department, but it's just like you got to look it up in the phone book while your fucking grandma's bleeding out. It's like Jesus, it's kind of crazy. But let me know, guys. That'd be fucking wild. But guys, before we get into our next segment, I'd like to show you guys, I would like to take you on a walk to my warehouse of wonders. or to my workshop of wonders. Sorry, I have a warehouse of wonders, but I also have contained in my warehouse of wonders is my workshop of wonders, where I'm going to show you guys at home my newest invention. This is the segment of the show where I like to call inventions that almost make sense. Fun? Guys, follow me and we'll go check it out, all right? Drum roll, please. God damn it. Guys, welcome back to my workshop of wonders. We are here with a brand new doohickey that I have built that only begins to make sense. Okay? Our new invention for the segment of inventions that only begin to make sense. Inventions that almost make sense. I forgot the whole title to this segment. Guys, let's try this again because I don't know if you've seen the whole thing started with my light falling, so the lighting might be different than it was in the beginning. But guys, we're here with another invention, so let's get right to it. All right? Our invention for you today is, drum roll, please, the bicycle-powered fan. Here's the rundown. Using the latest of cutting-edge bicycle-powered technology, we've connected this bicycle to this power converter.
How does this work? Remember how this works?
Using the latest of cutting-edge bicycle-powered technology, we've taken this bike, connected to this power converter, this extension cord, and plugged it into that fan. That's how science works! You wouldn't argue with Einstein, would you?
I didn't think so.
It goes like this, guys, okay? You pedal, you get hot. You pedal, you get cold. The hotter you get, the colder you get hot, you pedal, you get cold. The hotter you get, the colder you become.
Your body won't know how to feel. Your body won't know how to feel. Your body won't know how to feel. Ah!
Kiss me. I hope you enjoyed that crazy fucking invention. I don't know, these, like I said, that was inventions that almost make sense. It's inventions that are relatively useless. Okay, but they came right off of the top of my brain, and there you have it. They either make sense or they don't. And in this case, in lieu of the show, it doesn't quite make sense. They almost make sense. That's the name of the fucking thing, all right? It's the name of this segment, okay? Inventions that almost make sense, okay? I forgot the whole spiel, okay? I planned this episode literally 5 minutes before I hit record. I don't even remember my spiel when it comes to that segment. So guess what, guys? I'll do it next time. I'll find it, I'll figure it out, and I'll recite it next time, because I love my monologues. I love my spiels. If you watch the show, you know I love my spiels, guys. But guys, before I get into my weekend recap, here's a word from our sponsors at Whimsy Warehouse Vintage. You guys, we are back, and the reason I wanted to put in a little word from our sponsors at Whimsy Warehouse Vintage is because I didn't have any shows this weekend. I had a weekend off before I hit it hard with tour, and this next week we're in Springfield and Wichita, Springfield, Missouri, and Wichita at Kirby's. We're at a new venue called Moontown Sound, relatively new. Moontown Sound in Springfield on the 12th, and then the 14th we're in Wichita at Kirby's Beer Store. Once again, we are returning. But me and Michelle decided we were going to go on a little bit of a Whimsy Warehouse vintage trip. So we were going to go to Antiques and found a cool fucking. I had to pass up on it, but I found an old like 1930s, 40s marionette puppet, ventriloquy, and I had to pass up on it. Okay, I thought I had found my Aberdeen Poots of Honey. That probably doesn't mean anything to you, but I have. I'm looking for my Aberdeen. I'm looking for my Aberdeen Poots of Honey. She was a beautiful, beautiful character that I really wish that I would have just went ahead and got. It was a girl ventriloquy. Ventriloquy, if you're doing the feminine version. But anyways, guys, we went to Marshfield, Missouri, and I forgot the place that we went to. But I did. We got a couple, we got fabrics and stuff for Nichelle's fashion stuff and whatnot, and her shirts and her pillows and whatever we would decide to make out of. Well, that's separate. So. Whimsy Warehouse and Whimsy Warehouse Vintage, two different things. I'm part of Whimsy Warehouse Vintage. Michelle's art business is Whimsy Warehouse. So we got stuff for Whimsy Warehouse, but we didn't really get much antiques. There wasn't very much. It was slim pickings, as they'd say. But guys, we did, and we were late getting at it because of some other circumstances. But we did get to one antique store that we had 10 minutes until they closed, and so we were like, break, and I went left, she went right, and we just kind of scoured this place as quickly as possible, looking for certain items that we would be looking for our online shop, but we didn't find anything. I did find two copies. Actually, two copies. That's kind of wild. I only found two records. I always go through the record bins, and I found two records that I really enjoyed. And I found two copies of each, and I was like, I honestly, I found two copies of this album. This is Eat a Peach by the Allman Brothers. Debatably, fight me, the best Allman Brothers record ever. Beep! And, but I really wish that I would have grabbed that album, because it's a great jam album. It has a good jam on it. And along with, obviously, really good songs. But I had to go with this one right here. This is the Black Keys, Chulahoma, the songs of Junior Kimbrough. And I'm a big blues fanatic. Not so much anymore, but this is a great record. It's got Meet Me in the City and songs alike on it. And which Meet Me in the City is probably the most popular Junior Kimbrough song that there is. But this is Chulahoma. This is the Black Keys doing songs of Junior Kimbrough, which I guess he was a huge inspiration to them. And I love that fucking artwork. But this is probably one of my favorite Black Keys albums, and it's not even their music. I just like the vibe of them doing old blues songs. I love, don't get me wrong, the Brothers album, the Black Keys Brothers album is probably in my top 5 greatest albums of all time. It just is. It's an amazing fucking album, and it's one of those sentimental things too, where it was always in my truck. It got me through hard times in my adolescent years, and it's just a great album. But the Black Keys Chulahoma was probably one of my greatest and my greats and faves. But also Delta Cream was pretty good, but it's kind of the same vibe. It's just old blues songs. But for some reason, the Black Keys do great at molding old blues songs into their own style, but kind of keeping the spirit intact. And so I really enjoy that album, and I love the Black Keys. Originally, I don't think the Black Keys ever really had anything to do with the fact that I feel comfortable as a two-piece band, but they definitely they were always an inspiration to me as I grew up and pursued music. They're always one of those that I really enjoyed. Watched a couple of movies this weekend. Me and Nichelle, since we both had long, hard-working weeks, we decided we were going to pull the old mattress out of the bedroom and into the fucking living room, and we're just going to fucking watch movies all Saturday night and Sunday, and just get fat and sassy. You know what I mean? Just fat and sassy, and your muscles atrophy. That's what I always say. And anyways, because I'm in pain. But no, we finally buckled down and watched Scream 7, okay? And Scream 7, I'm going to be honest, still entertaining. I don't care what anybody says. Scream is probably the only movie franchise that can sit there and recycle the same thing over and over again, but I'm still just as into it as the last movie. I don't know why. I think that they're just... I think they're great at what they do. Maybe that's what it is.
This is true.
And I just love how they still maintain the same characters for the most part. I know they kind of, like in this new one, they kind of ditched the Jenna Ortega storyline a little bit, but they were a new storyline. They kind of like backpedaled to the old storyline with Neve Campbell's character, which I loved. And I'm honestly kind of upset. Guys, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. This is a spoiler alert, so if you want to watch Scream 7, fast forward about 15 seconds. Or fast forward about 30 seconds, okay? And so I'll just say it real quick. I'm really mad that it actually... Here's the spoiler, sorry. I'm really mad that it wasn't actually Stu, okay? I wish that Stu would have actually been alive. That's Matthew Lillard's character. I wish he actually would have been alive and actually done the killing, but it wasn't Stu. If you skipped forward, the spoiler is now over. But I also watched this movie called River of Blood, which is a movie about cannibal, uncontacted killer tribe in the Amazon, and it was god awful. Okay, I realized something about River of Blood. Okay, I realized that the further you get into a movie, okay, the further you get into a movie, but still turn it off because of how awful it is, the worse the movie is. I don't know how to explain this to you, so I'm trying my damnedest. But if you turn a movie off 10 minutes into it because it's not gripping you, you can't rightfully say this is an awful movie because you didn't give it enough of a chance to win you back, okay? But if you turn it off 10 minutes from the end, fuck that movie, dude. And that's exactly what I did with River of Blood. Bang, this movie. Don't watch this movie. Which brings me to another thing. Get rid of that. Which brings me to another movie. Or another point, okay? And this, I will have to say, is another hot take. The scalding hot take. Okay? If anybody knows what the movie Cannibal Holocaust was, I don't understand what anybody is like demon movies, ghost movies, serial killer movies, all these different movies. They have obviously a plethora of different vibes and different amounts of quality. Okay, so there's good, there's bad, there's mediocre, there's whatnot. But every single fucking movie about an uncontacted cannibalistic tribe is awful. Just awful. Cannibal Holocaust is the only one that ever did it right. It's an old movie, I believe, from like the 60s or 70s, and they actually did it so good that that the public believed that the filmmaker actually killed these people. Look that up. That's crazy. What kind of show is it where I'm like, look that up? instead of having the information and the research to tell you what happened. So go look up the whole cannibal Holocaust thing. It's wild, okay? That guy, I'm pretty sure at least went to court to discuss the possibility of being prosecuted for murdering actors and actresses. Kind of crazy, okay? That's how you do an uncontacted That's how you do an uncontacted cannibalistic killer tribe in the Amazon movie. It's but like the Green Inferno, like, did you ever watch that? That was comical. I don't know if it was supposed to be comical, like a dude just diarrheaing. It's a made-up word of the week. Diarrheaing in his cage. And it's like, what was the point of showing that? Or you could have done it in a tasteful way. That was a fucking awful movie. God, that makes me fucking... That gets me riled. That makes me riled up. Okay? It's like, why can't we just, making people, just blurring the line between reality and fabrication is kind of crazy. It's like, for Cannibal Holocaust to get people to believe in a movie that much, or fucking, what's that one movie, the Blair Witch Project, the original Blair Witch Project. That was crazy. We need more movies like that. Make me think it's real. Make me literally keep me up at night. I want to cry. Okay? I want to cry and wonder, hey, what happened to those people? Where are they at? Is this a movie or a documentary? The world may never know. But, guys, that concludes my hot take. We are going to get into the last segment of the show before we cut it out. And I will say, this is the regular segment of the show. This is the segment of the show I like to call Trends in an Attempt to Relate. And this is going to go quick because these are not that interesting. To be honest, there's only a couple that are interesting. They're interesting to me. And like I said, Trends in an Attempt to Relate is the segment of the show where I use current events and trends in an attempt to become more popular, to gain the use of the internet's top hashtags, in an attempt to gain popularity and gain viewership and people to like me. I just want you to like me. Ridiculous. But anyways, guys, trend number 1. Netflix confirms more episodes of Stranger Things. Crazy. So they just concluded season 5, I guess, or not I guess. They just concluded season 5, which was supposed to be the final season, the whole wrap-up. And then they just released a animated version that ties seasons 2 and 3 together, where they're still little boys, little fucking puppy humans, and they're animated puppy humans, and it's called Tales from 85. And haven't watched it, have no desire to. But they did confirm new episodes of the actual Stranger Things. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a spin-off of a certain character, or if they're actually just going to be like, fuck it, let's make season 6. This is the greatest show that Netflix has ever had on their fucking network or their streaming service. We gotta fucking beat the milk. We gotta suck this milk out of this dead horse, which sounds fucking disgusting. But, guys, trend number 2. Nintendo. I was a Nintendo family. We were a Nintendo family whenever I was growing up. We always had the N64, the Super Nintendo, and which Super Nintendo has still not been beat. Super Mario World. That was the coin noise. Coin noise. But Nintendo unveils Ocarina of Time remake for the Switch 2. Coming 2026, which I think is kind of crazy. I think, even if you're not a Zelda fan, I think if you were a kid and had an N64, you played Ocarina of Time, which is, and then they remade it for the DS when it came out, and that was fucking swell. I played it then. I wasn't, honestly, I realized how much I don't like Zelda, though. That's not true. When they came out with Breath of the Wild, I was fucking real into that. Breath of the Wild was cool. I beat it. Because I'm really good at games. That's not true. I'm only good at 2 games, Mario Kart and Cuphead. So, fight me over it. I'll win. Wouldn't you like to know? But anyways, trend number 3. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Trend number 3. NASA. I gotta have my moon landing shit. I gotta be a little conspiratorial here, but NASA revealed, it's not really conspiratorial, but NASA revealed the astronauts for the Artemis 3. It's kind of wild with a late 2027 launch, which is going to be a precursor to a landing mission on the moon. Okay? Too bad the moon is not real. I'm just kidding, guys. Cue the disclaimer. Guys, okay, we're here, all right. And, yeah. Wasn't that not what the Artemis 2 was? It was just a fucking fly around to be like, all right, this is a precursor to a landing mission, and now we're going to do the precursor to the landing mission. Figure it out, dude. I don't know what you want from me, but you know, it is what it is. No, but NASA revealed the astronauts. Some of them are new dudes, some of them are old dudes, some of them have been around, some of them are old dudes. I don't know anything about this. But guys, this has been Trends in an Attempt to Relate. And this has also been episode number 138 of Art of the Jam. Guys, I do have to say the mantra here, and it is, we are going to live with cause and leave results to the great law of the universe. We are going to pass each and every day in peaceful contemplation, patient, and all the while remaining present in our lives. So, that being said, we're going to, after this episode, we're going to go outside, we're going to touch some grass, we're going to hug some trees, we're going to just like, you know that thing dogs do on the carpet whenever they're trying to, with their bum, you're going to do that in the grass. Okay, you can do it with your clothes on. You can do it. I know I keep making these weird comments, but obviously when it's safe, there's nobody around. It's just you or trusted individuals. Don't do this. I'm just kidding. It's just fun. But that's, you know, you can even do the thing where if you ever see the little pug dogs and they do the thing on their butt, but they spin, you can do that in the grass. Touch some fucking grass, hug some trees, kiss your dog, pet your wife, love one another, okay? Love you, love your neighbor, do all that shit. And in the words of my father, be good, do good, be safe, but not too safe, because then you're fucking lame. I forgot what the rest of it is. Sorry, be good, do good, be safe, but not too safe, because if you are too safe, you're fucking lame. Yeah, guys, that concludes the latest episode of Art of the Jam. This is 138. Guys, don't forget, before we sign off here, to guess that band, find that phantom. Meow. Goodbye. And submit those fictitious band names so that I can deliver you and the greatest iteration of Phantom Sam and the fictions that you could possibly feast your eyes on. So, without you guys, I'm not going to be able to do that. So, submit your funny fictitious band names, all right, guys? So, that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to play you off, okay? Jump bum 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 bum. Art of the Jam, Art of the Jam, Art of the Jam, Art of the Jam, Art of the Jam. Can you guess that submit your fictions. Sorry for the false poof in the intro. Imagine, if you will, the 1930s World's Fair, waiting in whimsy at the great white city, eyes fixed on the future, bright and brazen and rich with innovation. Let's try a new chord. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work.
It's Fella Cootie.
Rich with innovations, you have the rare opportunity to experience one invention for the first time. What would it be and why? What would it be and why? The word of the week is Crux, and it's a puzzling, difficult problem, an unsolved question. Let's ask perplexity, the AI canine who says the same fucking thing over and over again. Chulahoma by the Black Keys, it's the music of Junior Kimbrough. TV or an automobile, the magic fire liquid makes it go. But we all know that it's just peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter cures the hiccups. And help! Help! I need 911 in 1968 from Haleyville, Alabama. I need some Kellogg's cornflakes to curb my masturbation. But not really, that's fucking weird. What could you do? Why would you create a cereal to make me not want to beat my meat? Not want to beat my meat. But peanut butter cookies. Why the fuck would you call it a cookie when you could call it a bakey? But you call it car drive. I'm just reciting everything from the show. We went and got some marionettes and some records, but we watched Scream 7 and River of Blood, and it's a Cannibal Corpse, and a not Cannibal Corpse, that's a fucking band, but Cannibal Tribe, that's eating people. Uncocked Cannibal Killer Cannibal Cock Uncontacted Killer Cannibal Tribe. In a trend, in an attempt to relate, I just want current events in an attempt to be more likable. And Netflix confirms more episodes of Stranger Things. Nintendo unveils Ocarina of Time for the remake for the fucking third time, and it's for Switch 2 in 2026, but NASA reveals the astronauts for Artemis 3 late 2027, precursor to moon landing. I think I've covered everything, so art of the jam, can you guess that band? Yeah, one more time. Art of the jam, can you guess that band? Art of the jam, can you find that phantom? Art of the Jam, submit those fictions, Phantom Sam. Art of the Jam. Thank you guys for listening. Goodbye. For one low prices.